What is up, my fellow mobile gamers? In today's video, we are taking a look at a brand new game that literally just got released a few hours ago. It is called Moonlight Sculptor. It is an awesome mmorpg. You guys and girls are in for a treat. We're going to go over and look at all the different classes, and we are going to decipher which ones you might be interested in, which ones are good for PvP, which ones are good for PVE, and all in between. So let's jump into this video. Alright, my friends, and we are in the select character right now. We have Warrior, Mage, Archer, Paladin, Alchemist, and you can choose later. If you click the little arrow right here, you can completely customize your character, the face, the eye, whatever, the skin tone, eye color, hair, all that stuff. You can even do randomize. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So here we have the Warrior, easy to play, 1-star, melee class. Now here's the thing to keep in mind. This game is very heavily dependent on your items, like your gear. So we have light armor, we have heavy armor. There are tons of different weapons. We have two-handed weapons like a sword. We have staffs, we have bows, we have potions. There's just tons of different things going on. So the warrior class is pretty much your tank class. They're going to deal with heavy armor, and they hit hard, but they have very, very slow attack speed. The one thing that is good though for warriors is that they have a lot of area of effect damage. We have Storm Slash right here, deals physical attack as an area, and then deals extra damage as bleeding, and it increases your aggro. So this is kind of like your taunt. And then we have our second one, which just increases our crit damage. And then our third one, which deals tons of physical attack as an area. So a lot of AoE damage. The Warrior is one of the best early game classes. So if you want to get that early edge, you definitely want to pick the Warrior. Very good for PvE. All right, next up we have the Mage. This is our ranged damage dealer right here. Looks absolutely amazing. I love the artwork in this game. The interesting thing with the Mage is you're going to use light armor initially, but you can actually increase your defense as a mage, and you can actually run kind of like a tanky build mage and have heavy armor on the mage, which is pretty interesting. Now, the mage has a ridiculous amount of AoE damage. Right here we have Fireball, adds fire attack plus 10 to do a bunch of area attack damage, a 10% chance to deal 25% magic attack as burn damage. We also have Frost, which adds ice, and it decreases the target's move speed by 50%. Another area attack. Final one just does absolutely ridiculous amounts of damage, and it has a 30% chance to knock target back by 3 and inflict them with stun, but it does increase your magic point cost by 30% by 10 seconds. So you're going to notice that a lot of their, like, I'm going to call this their ultimate, a lot of their ultimate abilities are really, really good. For them have this like drawback to kind of balance it out. So this one will increase the MP cost by 30%, and then for like the Warrior, it will decrease your move speed by 30%. And we'll go and look at the Archer next. The Archer does physical damage, somewhat similar to the Mage, but doesn't have a lot of AoE damage. So if we look at our skills right here, it just does a ton of physical attack to a single target. Then we also have grant yourself the following effect: increase your pet's PvP damage, defense, increase the pet's attack, increase the archer's physical. And then our ultimate, which does a ton of damage. We have an area damage skill right here, and we also have knock the target back and inflict stun, but it will decrease our attack speed by 30%. Now the Archer is actually a very interesting character because the Archer can actually kind of like recruit or tame monsters out on the battlefield and have them as pets and have them assist the Archer in battle. So that's what's really cool about the Archer. And because the Archer can tame other monsters as pets, it makes the Archer a great farmer as well. And next up we have the Paladin. The Paladin is super support class. If you want to play the support class, then here you go. So the Paladin is kind of like a support, and then its secondary would be kind of like a tank. Now, what makes the Paladin amazing, it is the only class right here that has a healing skill. So it recovers your entire party's health by 5% every second for 10 seconds, increase pierce resistance, increase crit hit resistance. So this is a really, really good buff for your team. So a lot of people early on are going to be looking to have a Paladin in their party. Now the downside to being a Paladin is it has the lowest damage. I mean, literally it does very, very little damage because, again, it is more of a support class. First one deals physical attack damage in an area, and we decrease the target's damage defense by a percentage for 7 seconds. We went over the heal already, and then like our ultimate does a ton of physical attack as an area attack, but on the flip side we will decrease our physical magical defense by a percentage for an amount of time. And then we have the Alchemist up next. The Alchemist is actually crazy good, does a ton of damage, and literally has crazy AoE damage. We're gonna look at the first one. Deals a bunch of magic damage as an area attack, and then our second one does magic attack as an area attack, and then we also have magic attack as acid damage every second for 5 seconds. And then our third, our ultimate, just does a ridiculous amount of magic attack again in an area. So all 3 skills are in an area. And then we also knock the enemy back by 5, inflict them with stun, but we will decrease our evade by 30% for 10 seconds. So that is the drawback. The Alchemist is also interesting because he has the little dagger right here. So he can attack with that, and then he can also use potions, but you can run out of the potions very, very fast. So you got to be careful with that. And then the last thing we have is choose later. I don't know what I want to pick yet. You can actually hit choose later. Through the game, you can actually change your class to whatever one of these you want if you do click the choose later. But also to keep in mind, there is going to be another class, the Sculptor class. So if you want to pick the Sculptor class, you are going to have to pick choose later. And what this basically means is you're going to do a quest in the game, and it will make you into a Sculptor class. Now the Sculptor class has the highest crit rate, and it has the highest evade. So it is absolutely insane for PvE. However, you would think it would be really good for PvP because it has high crit rate and high evade. But the Sculptor has literally like no CC at all. So that is the biggest downfall for the Sculptor. The Sculptor is probably the best for PvE, but really lacks for PvP. I'm in between. I think I'm going to go Archer because I really like the ability to tame your pets. The only thing I don't like is it's a lot of single target damage. We really have like no AoE damage. So I'm kind of in between. I might not pick the Archer. I actually might go Alchemist as well. So it's tough. I'm like on the fence about which one I want to pick. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope this helped you. I actually might stream some gameplay of this tomorrow. Pretty interesting, and I think this is going to be another banger. For all my A3 still alive players out there who love MMO games, this might be an amazing game to check out. But I love you guys and girls. Stay happy, stay safe. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. And make sure you hit the thumbs up button as well, please. It is greatly appreciated. I love you guys and girls. Stay happy, stay safe. Peace.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure